No one noticed her at first. That was the point. She stood in formation like the rest helmet tucked under one arm, shoulders squared, eyes forward, another Navy SEAL among many. But when the visiting general's gaze landed on the ink just beneath her sleeve, his breath caught. His face went pale. And for a long, impossible second, the entire base seemed to stop breathing with him. Before I tell you what happened next, tell me in the comments where you're rewatching from. I love knowing who's listening. Her name was Ava Calder, though on base she answered to rank and call sign like everyone else. She had learned how to disappear in plain sight. Years of training had carved the habit into her muscles blend, adapt, survive. She didn't crave attention, she feared it. Attention led to questions. Questions led to truths she wasn't sure she was ready to share. The morning air was sharp with salt and diesel, the sea just beyond the perimeter reflecting a pale sun. Boots scuffed gravel in unison. Flags stirred lazily. Ava felt the familiar weight of anticipation settle into her chest as the general approached the line. Inspections were routine, but this one carried an edge. The general was old-school decorated, revered, rumored to remember faces and stories long after others forgot names. Ava adjusted her stance, careful not to draw the eye. Her sleeve slipped a fraction with the movement, she noticed too late. The tattoo was small, deliberate. A compass rose, inked in black and gray, its points worn soft by time and sun. Around it, a thin line of script, "Find the way home." Most people saw it as nothing more than a keepsake. Ava knew better. So did the man now standing 10 feet away, staring as if the ground had shifted beneath him. The general stopped. Completely. A murmur rippled through the formation. Ava's pulse thudded in her ears. She stared straight ahead, jaw set, every instinct screaming to pull her sleeve down, to hide the past where it belonged. She thought she'd buried it well enough. She was wrong. "Lieutenant," the general said quietly, his voice carrying in the sudden stillness. Step forward, Ava moved. Each step felt like crossing a line she couldn't uncross. She sensed the eyes on her, curious, puzzled, alert. She kept her expression neutral, the mask she'd perfected over years of proving she belonged. "Where did you get that tattoo?" he asked. The wind brushed the formation. "Somewhere," a gull cried. Ava weighed her answer, feeling the old ache bloom in her chest. Truth had a cost. So did silence. "My brother," she said. He drew it. The general's shoulders sagged, just slightly. He nodded, as if confirming something only he could see. "And where is your brother now?" Ava swallowed. The base, the sea, the sky, all of it seemed to lean closer. "He didn't come home, sir." The general closed his eyes. When he opened them, they were wet. Took a step back, hand braced against a railing, as though the world had tilted. "I knew him," he said. Calder, Rickon. He carried that compass everywhere. Ava felt the room tilt in return. She'd imagined this moment 1,000 times. Imagined recognition, rejection, judgment. She had never imagined grief shared so openly, so unexpectedly. "He saved my life," the general continued, "in a place the maps forgot. We were pinned down. No comes, no way out." He looked at her then, really looked, and something like awe crossed his face. "He told me if I don't make it, make sure she finds her way home." A hush fell over the base. The murmurs died. Ava's breath hitched. She had been 12 when the letter arrived, 17 when she inked the compass into her skin. She had joined to honor him, to understand him, to carry the weight he'd carried without complaint. "I didn't know," she whispered. "No one ever told me." The general straightened, composure returning like armor. "We didn't always do right by our own," he said. "We tried. Sometimes trying wasn't enough." Word spread fast after that. Stories always do. The SEAL who blended in wasn't just another operator. She was the sister of a legend. Some reacted with admiration, others with discomfort. Ava felt the shift immediately, the way conversations paused when she entered a room, the careful glances, the whispered recalibrations of respect and envy. It made her uneasy. She hadn't earned her place through bloodlines. She'd earned it the hard way through nights without sleep, through failure and grit and relentless discipline. She wrestled with the fear that this revelation would rewrite her story, reduce her to a footnote attached to someone else's heroism. That fear followed her into the field. The mission came 3 days later. Intelligence was thin, terrain hostile. The team moved like a single organism, precise and quiet, slipping through shadow and scrub. Ava felt the familiar calm settle over her, the clarity that came when everything extraneous fell away. Then it went wrong. An unexpected patrol. A misjudged ridge. Fire cracked the air, sharp and unforgiving. Ava dropped, rolled, returned fire with controlled bursts. Her team adjusted, moving as they'd trained, covering angles, closing gaps. Time stretched and compressed all at once. Pinned down, low on options, Ava saw a path where others saw a dead end. It was risky. It was bold. It was exactly the kind of call her brother would have made. She hesitated. The moral tension bit hard: follow protocol and wait for extraction that might not come, or push forward and risk everything for momentum. She felt the weight of the general's words, the eyes that now followed her, the invisible ledger tallying expectations. Then she moved. Her voice cut through the chaos, calm and sure. The team flowed with her, trust forged in shared danger. They advanced, tools striking in unison, movements synchronized like a tide turning. The enemy broke. The ridge fell silent. When the dust settled, her hands trembled not from fear, but from the release of it. Her team gathered close, eyes bright with adrenaline and something else. Respect earned anew. At base, the debrief was different this time, less formality. More listening. The general attended, quiet in the corner, watching Ava, as if seeing a story come full circle. Later, as the sun dipped low and the air cooled, he approached her near the flagpole. The bass hummed softly around them, laughter, clinking metal, life resuming. "You didn't need the tattoo to lead like that," he said. Ava met his gaze. "I didn't do it for him," she replied. "I did it for them." She paused. "And for myself?" He nodded, satisfied. "That's how it should be." That night, Ava stood alone by the sea. She traced the compass on her arm, feeling the raised ink beneath her fingers. She thought of her brother not as a shadow she chased, but as a light that had guided her without trapping her. She had found her way, not by hiding who she was, but by owning it. The next morning, the base gathered again. Not for ceremony, but for something quieter. The general spoke briefly, acknowledging service, sacrifice, and the complicated inheritance of courage. When he finished, applause rose on, sustained, heartfelt. Ava felt it wash over her, not as a spotlight, but as warmth. She blended in once more after that, by choice, by confidence. The tattoo remained visible when she let it be, hidden when she needed it to be. It was hers, finally, without apology. Because legacy isn't a shadow you live under, it's a compass you choose how to follow. And as the sea breathed and the flag stirred, the woman who once disappeared in formation stood fully present, carrying the past without being bound by it. If this story resonated with you, share your thoughts below. Your voice matters here. And for more cinematic human stories told with care, subscribe to Whispered Words and stay with us for the next journey.